I'm the bearer of good news today. That's why I have a cookie, because I'm happy. I bring you a good update to a very depressing story I talked about 4 days ago when a Polish streamer ran over a dog while she was distracted on her phone during a live stream.
Stukło przed chwilą. Kurwa, nie wierzę wtedy. Jezus, ile tu psów! Pewnie jakaś macieczkę.
Yeah, the video is very sad, very heartbreaking. Not even this cookie could cheer me up. And this is a really good cookie. But I do have a good update. In that video, I said the dog probably, unfortunately, did die. But good news, it seems to be okay. And I'm stealing all this from Pyrocynical. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, though. I don't think he cares. But he just shows some updates to some dude called Saradega Wataha. This dude right here posted on his Instagram story, which are now gone. Just basically saying that the dog is okay and that it didn't end up dying from her hitting it.
Z nagrań wynika, że ten pies przeżył i nie wiem kurwa w jaki sposób, ale że podobno mu nawet nic nie dolega. Nie ma nawet żadnego załamania. No ale zacznijmy od początku. Dziewczyna stara się skontaktować z właścicielami.
Gdzie nie ma ich? Nie ma ich! Dobrze!
Nie wiem, czy to było słychać. Właściciel mówił, że zaraz przyjedzie jego córka, bo go teraz nie ma w tym miejscu zamieszkania i żeby z córką się skontaktowała ta dziewczyna. No ona, bo w związku z tym, że tej córki jeszcze nie ma, to ona jedzie dalej tam, gdzie miała jechać. No i teraz akurat pierdoli różne farmazony.
So obviously I have no clue what he's saying. He could be speaking Dothraki for all I know, but luckily Pyrocynical got someone to translate it. And since I was the first to record a video on this topic, even before him and Critical, I was somehow faster than that guy. It was like me being like a dog, you know, hocking my leg and marking my territory, first come, first serve. So I'm allowed to steal from them, right? Anyways, in those video clips on the Instagram thing, he just says that he mentions early on that supposedly the dog is alive and not injured, and he himself can't believe it. And then she also posted a picture of the dog she hit, which she claims is perfectly fine, as you can see, standing on all four legs, completely unharmed it seems. But man, that video would give you a completely different impression. The yelping, oh my god, it's so hard to hear. Do not watch it. That's why I didn't show it in my initial video talking about it, even though some dude in the comments got upset because I didn't show the dog getting hit. Like, I'm a commentary channel, dude. I'm not a gore channel. This isn't best gore. You can find it on Twitter pretty easily if you want to see it. Then the dude mentions that there is supposedly a recording of the neighbor even saying that the dog was perfectly fine. And the fact that the dog is okay, that's the best ending. That's the fairy tale ending we were hoping for. But it still doesn't take any of the blame off her or make her any better of a person. She's still terrible for what she did. At the beginning of the Twitch clip, when she hit the dog on stream, she talks about how many dogs are on the road and says one of them must be in heat because there's so many dogs around. And then she proceeds to look at her phone and read chat, which is not only against TOS, but illegal, and then immediately hits a dog. It doesn't even take a room temperature IQ to know that you shouldn't look at your phone and drive. But to add to some of the things she said during the original clip, apparently she also said, if someone lets dogs out, it's not a one-off situation. These dogs are constantly on the street. I'm saying straight away that dogs shouldn't be free. This is wrong and against the law. Very ironic she's saying that this is wrong and against the law, the dogs being on the road, but her looking at her phone being distracted while driving isn't wrong or against the law. That's perfectly fine. It's the dog's fault. And I believe all that was before she ended up smoking one. And I feel better making jokes like that now that I know that the dog's okay. So that's why I did that. And also, while looking through this story a bit more, it seems that it's been like taking over the news in Poland. They're taking this as like a big issue, which it is definitely a big issue because she broke TOS and the law at the same time and ended up doing something terrible. So naturally, it is going to get a lot of press coverage, and a lot of people, like I mentioned in my first video on this, are advocating for her to stay permanently banned on Twitch, which might not be a bad idea, and also have her driver's license suspended, which also probably a good idea. This is just a terrible situation that could have been very easily avoided if she would have just abided by Twitch TOS and not broke the law while driving in like a 2-ton metal death box. Like, you gotta be careful. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. And she apparently was aware. She just didn't care. She just decided she had time to look at her phone when there were, like, landmines all around it that she could potentially hit, and she didn't end up hitting one. She's lucky, though, that the dog survived, because if it didn't, she would have had a special spot in hell reserved for her. And she might still have one, just not on a as low of a tier because distracted driving, texting while driving, is still a terrible thing to do. And it's one of the worst types of people to run into on the road because they're the reason for most crashes that are easily avoidable if you just don't get on your phone while you're driving. There are a few people that I would put on my super naughty list, like my teetering on the line of hate list, and that is people who text while driving, and then people who drink while driving, and pedophiles. Those are like the top 3 interchangeable. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the update. I figured since I was going to be turning some smiles upside down in the first video that I had to come back and turn those frowns back upside down, make you smile once again, be the bearer of good news for once. Because last video, it was like I was telling you the tooth fairy was never real and it was your parents all along. But now I'm coming back and saying Santa Claus is actually real though. He really does sneak down your chimney, watch you while you're sleeping, and give you presents under your tree. So now it's balanced out. I had to hit you with the hard to swallow pill, and now I'm just giving you the chewables.